Welcome to the Legal Brief, your ultimate computer science Cambridge exam strategy explainer. I'm your host, and today we are going to teach you how to build your exam answers exactly like a top-tier barrister builds a winning case in court. We're talking rock-solid evidence, impenetrable arguments, and undeniable conclusions that force the examiner to award you maximum marks. If you're aiming for the absolute top grades in your Cambridge examinations, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we are mastering SQL Data Manipulation Language, or DML, specifically the insert into, delete from, and update statements for the 9618 syllabus. But listen, the core strategies we're unpacking today apply across the board, whether you are sitting the 0417, 0478, 0983, 0984, or 2210 exams. To kick things off, I want you to picture two specific students sitting in the exam hall right now. First, we have Alex. Alex overloads his paper with raw computer science facts and perfectly memorized syntax, but provides absolutely zero contextual analysis. Then we have Sam. Sam is constantly rushing, completely misses the specific requirements of the command words, and just starts writing code blindly. Today, we are going to look behind the curtain, analyze their flawed answers with the examiner's red pen, and show you exactly how to avoid their fate.
Okay, let's dive into this head first. We have to start with the absolute million-dollar question. Why do students find applying SQL concepts to unfamiliar contexts so intensely difficult? You might know your insert into from your delete from like the back of your hand, but principal examiners consistently note that when candidates face a brand new, complex database scenario on the exam page, they completely freeze. It's a staggering challenge. Why? Well, think back to our two students. When Alex sees an unfamiliar scenario, he just dumps every SQL fact he knows onto the page, hoping something sticks. He's not arguing a case, he's just throwing evidence at the wall. Sam, on the other hand, panics about the time, ignores the specific context of the prompt, and throws down an update statement that might be syntactically correct but completely fails to answer the actual question being asked. Understanding why this deer-in-the-headlights reaction happens is the absolute first step to beating it. It's all about shifting your mindset from just recalling facts to actually prosecuting a solution.
To get you over that hurdle, here's our mental roadmap for this strategy session. We're going to systematically deconstruct these high-stakes exam questions step by step. We are covering 1. The core principles, 2. The procedural framework, 3. The top 3 student mistakes pulled directly from the examiner reports, 4. Evaluative thinking, and finally, 5. The ultimate method marks strategy.
Section 1. Core principles. We are moving way beyond basic memorization here.
The academic benchmarks for SQL DML require so much more than just perfectly typing out an update statement. They require highly structured, logical reasoning. Look at this comparison. On the left, we have superficial breadth. That's Alex's strategy. It's basic memorization of code syntax. It is necessary, sure, but it won't get you top marks alone. On the right, we have analytical depth and cross-topic connections. The assessment framework heavily prioritizes this. Principal examiner reports explicitly highlight the candidates who reference cross-topic connections, showing exactly how SQL DML integrates with other syllabus areas, achieve significantly higher marks. This is where we introduce the PEEL framework: point, evidence, explanation, link. Top students use PEEL to structure their computer science answers perfectly, ensuring every piece of code is backed by analytical depth. Before we continue, subscribe to our YouTube channel Ace the Exams at acetheexams_IGCSE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. Click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon right now.
Let's break down those computer science-specific assessment objectives. Examiners are assessing you across 3 very distinct cognitive domains. First up is knowledge and understanding. Do you actually know what an insert into statement structurally requires? That is your foundation. Second is application. Can you correctly apply a delete from statement to a highly specific, totally unfamiliar database scenario without breaking a sweat? And third, analysis. Can you critically examine the data and the table structures you're working with? If you're using the PEEL framework properly, your point and evidence cover your knowledge, while your explanation and link completely nail the application and analysis. You absolutely need to hit all 3 consistently to build an undeniable case for those marks.
Section 2. The procedural framework. This is your standardized sequence for success.
When the exam timer is ruthlessly ticking down, you don't want to rely on gut intuition. Sam relies on intuition, rushes the command words, and bleeds marks. You need a standardized sequence, an algorithmic thinking process that acts as your personal success blueprint. This allows you to systematically break down complex questions without panicking. Here is the exact algorithmic procedure you must memorize. Step 1. Identify the key elements in the scenario. To code the command word first. Step 2. Apply the relevant SQL DML principles. Step 3. Execute your analysis with crystal clear working. Step 4. Verify your results. And Step 5. Present it all in the appropriate format. Following this exact legal sequence ensures that your answers transition from those messy red pen marks into beautiful, full-credit green check marks every single time.
Drilling down even further into this algorithmic thinking, here are your absolute non-negotiable essentials. You must deconstruct the question carefully, hunting for those specific command words. You need rigorous data interpretation skills, for instance, extracting relevant data accurately, sometimes even converting from binary representations if the exam throws a curveball. Then, you select your analytical framework like PL, write out your SQL code with pristine, clear notation, and always use correct terminology. Listen, a sloppy update statement that uses colloquial language instead of rigorous computer science terminology will cost you dearly. It's like a barrister using slang in the courtroom. The judge, or in our case, the examiner, is not going to accept it.
Section 3, Top 3 Student Mistakes. These are direct, flashing red warnings straight from the principal examiner.
We're about to enter the most critical phase of this strategy session. Year after year, examiners sit at their desks and see the exact same frustrating errors. There are 3 fatal, classic traps that candidates consistently fall into when writing their SQL DML statements under intense exam conditions. Stop scrolling. Subscribe to our YouTube channel Ace the Exams at acetheexams_IGCSE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. We've helped thousands of students improve by 2-3 grade boundaries. Join them right now by subscribing to @acetheexams_IGCSE and turn on all notifications so you never miss our weekly exam strategy sessions. Let's reveal those 3 fatal traps.
Welcome to the interactive workshop portion of our explainer. I want you to look closely at these 3 fatal traps. What's truly staggering about them is how easily avoidable they are if you are paying attention. Trap number 1 is the classic SAM mistake, using the wrong algorithm or formula entirely for the given context because you rush the command word. Trap number 2 is massive, forgetting to check boundary conditions and edge cases. Imagine you write a delete from statement but forget to bound it with a specific where clause. You literally risk wiping out the entire database table in the scenario. That's a catastrophic failure in an examiner's eyes. And trap number 3 is Alex's specialty, providing generic answers. If your code or your explanation isn't meticulously, surgically tailored to the exact, specific context given in the exam prompt, you instantly lose marks. It's time for a quick visual challenge. When you look at a complex computer science data table on your past paper, take exactly 60 seconds to scan it and extract the core trend before you write a single line of SQL. Find the flaw in the prompt before the prompt finds the flaw in you.
Moving right along to Section 4, Evaluative Thinking. This is the critical analysis required for those top-tier marks.
If you want to know what separates the average candidate from the absolute top tier, this table is it. Higher-order assessment objectives demand so much more than just writing functional code. They demand ruthless critical analysis. Top-scoring candidates align their actions perfectly with examiner requirements. It's like cross-examining your own code. When you consider multiple solutions, the examiner sees you evaluating alternatives. When you analyze trade-offs, they see you comparing approaches. Acknowledging the limitations of your SQL query shows you rigorously check parameters. And justifying your technical decisions provides the hard, undeniable evidence examiners need to award those elusive top marks. You are building an airtight case.
When examiners assess the true quality of your algorithms and your DML statements, they are actively hunting for these specific metrics. And let me tell you, they are incredibly strict. They want to see that you have actively considered time complexity. What about space complexity? Have you clearly identified those tricky edge cases we just talked about during our flaw-finding challenge? What is the tangible effect of your update statement on the overall system performance? You have to address these points with absolute urgency and precision. Here's a challenge for you. Next time you practice, set a 30-second timer and try speedwriting just one perfect PL paragraph, evaluating the performance impact of an insert statement. It will completely change how you approach the exam.
Finally, we reach Section 5, the Method Mark Strategy. This is all about saving your grade when things go south.
This right here is your ultimate safety net for the 96-18 exam, designed to save your grade even if your final SQL code goes completely, horribly wrong under pressure. Listen to this direct examiner alert. Students lose marks by not showing working. Even if your final answer is wrong, method marks can save you. So the absolute crucial point is this: showing your work is not some annoying chore you have to do. It is a highly advanced strategic legal maneuver. If you mess up an insert into syntax at the very end, but you've clearly documented your step-by-step algorithmic decomposition, if you've shown your evidence, the examiner can and will still award you method marks. Those method marks can quite literally push you over the boundary and save your final grade.
As we wrap up and present the complete computer science answering system, here's a fantastic, highly effective hack for you. Use a visual story method to encode your SQL DML concepts. Picture the data physically being inserted, deleted, or updated in a vivid visual narrative in your mind. It makes the abstract syntax stick in your memory so much better. But remember, a system is only as good as its execution. Your cheat sheet recap for guaranteeing top marks boils down to 3 rules. 1. Command word decoding. 2. Rigorous Peel framework application. And 3. A strict time management matrix. You absolutely must practice this exact blueprint on actual past paper questions to solidify your data interpretation skills.
We've covered the core principles, the algorithmic procedural framework, the fatal traps to avoid, and the evaluative thinking required for those top marks. Students who implement these computer science strategies see an average improvement of 2 grade boundaries, but only if they practice consistently with our weekly videos. Here's your final reminder. Subscribe to our YouTube channel Ace the Exams at acetheexams_IGCSE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. Subscribe right now to @acetheexams_IGCSE and click that bell. Don't let another exam pass you by. Drop a comment below with your target grade for computer science and the biggest challenge you're facing. Our team responds to every comment. Like and share this video with a study partner. Ace the Exams, your Cambridge success starts here. Let's get to work.